Welcome to Linda's TV show. If it is your first time of stopping by and you like this program, please do not hesitate to subscribe and you turn on your notification bell. That is very, very important, as it will enable you to know when I upload a new video. I present to you information about what is happening in the whole world, Nigerian to be precise. You are free to leave your comment constructively after watching each of my video. Please do it judiciously. I appreciate all of you. It's not easy for you to leave whatever you are doing to watch my program. May God Almighty bless you, because I do not have anything to give to you. As we hop into today's video, remain blessed.
Obviously, you are not one of the secessionists who think that a Republic of Biafra should be carved out of Nigeria at this time. But I wanted to ask you about the security situation in the Southeast. And you were reported as having been at the table when the governors of the 5 states of the Southeast took the decision to establish a Bubiago, which has now been opposed by Ipob and members of the Eastern Security Network. How come? You know, the governors and your good self did not consider carrying them along.
Let me cut you short there. Definitely, I congratulate the Southeast governors and many people in Southeast support the governors for the establishment of a Bubiago, a Southeast security apparatus. Believe me, they have no competitor and they have no rival. As a matter of fact, you cannot compare them to an establishment by one organization, which is part of Southeast. The Ipob young men are our sons. We cannot deny them. If they are doing anything in the interest of Igbos, definitely they have our support. There's even no quarrel between them and many people in Igbo land, except there's a difference in method. You cannot, in a situation that concerns all Igbos, you act unilaterally with a method that can be harmful to others, even harmful to the cause we're all fighting for: justice, equity, fairness. That is the issue. The issue is not organization, who forms what organization, or who is using what organization. For me as an individual, many are called, few are chosen. The Southeast government, it has the authority, the legitimacy, and indeed the overall responsibility to protect the interest, security, and well-being of all the people in the Southeast, including Ipob and the Eastern Security organization they have formed. So the whole idea is a matter of a hierarchy of responsibility and hierarchy of authority. You can't compare part with a whole. So it is mischievous to compare the two.
And
it is misnomer.
And yet, Ipob is making comparisons and issuing threats that anybody who joins the Bubiago is betraying ESN and will join their ancestors. That is a threat to life. So you have an accommodating stance.
Well, anyway,
but they don't feel that way about one another.
My dear journalist, see, what I want to tell you, I'm not the spokesman of any of the groups. What I am advising is as the father, as a Nigerian, as an Igbo patriot, as an elderly statesman. Zeke used to say, forget what is written on a motto. That is those lorries in those early days, lorry. Nothing without labor. Written on vehicles that were plying on nature Lagos. He said, forget what is written in the motor, go enter the car. The whole issue is that the Southeast governors, with the legitimate authority, has actually taken over the issue of handling the security situation in Southeast. I don't want to discuss threat. What I will advise is that the Ipob and others think twice and indeed come down. They are one of us. I must listen to some of us and then agree to the level of cooperation so that we will achieve our objective. We have a common objective. What is dividing us is a method. And that can be negotiated internally among our people.
No, but
once
sir,
the common denominator is given.
But sir, you say you have common objective. Ipob
Yeah, go ahead.
secession. Ipob wants secession. They want to leave Nigeria. So if you say you have common objective, do you want to leave Nigeria?
It is how it depends. Every issue, hold on, because you are jumping too much into conclusion. Believe it or not, you haven't offered the Ipob self-determination and they rejected, have you? So the whole idea that sometimes journalists make matters worse for in a political situation like this. What Ipob will be talking about in creating a situation when it becomes political, you go between the irreducible minimum requirement and the maximum demand. The whole issue is that I am recommending, and I sincerely believe, that it is time for the country to begin healing, to reduce the level of crisis, the level of anger among the youth. And so some of these emphasis on extremism must be taken into consideration as part of process of reconciliation.
Okay, sir. Sir, you're speaking as a father, which is great. We want peace. You want peace. But the facts on ground are different. What are the facts on ground? We cannot push away the fact that Oyibo happened in Rivers State. We can't push away the fact we can't push away the fact that Oyibo happened in Rivers State. What happened in Rivers State? That some members, of Ipob were hurt. There was back and forth with the military. We can't push away that fact. We can't also push away the fact that Owerri happened. That the then Inspector General of Police was so quick to say it was Ipob that did it. We can't push away that fact. We can also push away the fact that there have been statements, like Tundu pointed out by Emma Powerful, that ESN is there to protect the people in the East, and that anybody that says otherwise, that the Bubeagu will not work. So these are the facts on ground. I know you want peace, but you keep saying you don't want to speak to these issues.
Let me be frank with you before you go into this litany. Hold on, my friend. You are not giving lecture. Don't go into this litany. To be honest with you, I have tried to use some level of a proverb to give you a sense of direction. Not everything that, leave everything that bites you in the night, let it be mosquito. All this litany of things you are doing, they have one source. The source is as violence across the country. And it's spreading. And for those who believe in a national peace and unity, our focus should be solution. Whatever anybody is saying will be taken into consideration. That is their position. But the position you are mentioning is not the position of Igbos. Or do you think that the statement the former Inspector General made is Ipob. Is a conclusion of how many hours of investigation. You yourself, I think you're an academician. A matter happens 24 hours before the Inspector General announces who did it. And did you hear from the Ipob people that they said they didn't do it? Did you hear that? In a weird thing, a weird incident. So when you move into from one sin to another, that is what is causing emotional escalation of the conflict in the country. We have to sit down, reflect, and then look for solution.
So I'm going to ask more pointedly,
because there's too much prejudice.
I'm going to ask you more pointedly whether Ohana Eze has the same beliefs as Ipob, and whether you, Professor Biazo, believe in Biafra.
In fact, there is Biafra in every Nigerian who is looking for justice, fairness, and equity. So whatever your interpretation may be, you ask yourself, what is the meaning? Even in the reality of Biafra, or haven't you seen the reality yourself? Across the whole country, there is a mayhem of a kind. You don't know it. I don't know where you come from in Nigeria, but maybe you don't know that there is a Biafra in your neighborhood. People seeking for justice across the country. Seeking, in fact, it's not only in the southeast that you have a secessionist movement. In fact, the joy of what is happening in the Yoruba land is that they are unused to listen to their leaders and cooperate with their leaders, as you can see. In the southeast, people are trying to put a complete wedge between the southeast youth and the elders, and then making it look as if the authority of the youth supersedes that of their fathers. That we shouldn't listen to them, they shouldn't listen to their fathers. And this your emphasis about this kind of question is actually questioning the authority of parents over their children. And so that is part of the exacerbation of the crisis of indiscipline. What I'm trying to let you know, and I sincerely believe in it, is that whatever anybody is doing for the good of Igbos, that is welcome, provided the method meets the standard of civil behavior, the standard of nonviolence. You understand me? But all this question of which one is better to choose, you don't choose between life and death, do you? You are not God. The truth of the matter is that I congratulate the Southeast governors for Ibubago. They should go ahead and see how best to secure the Southeast and make it what it used to be, the most peaceful zone in Nigeria. That's what we want.
Well, Prof, I see you continue to
evade. Is what is important.
Prof, I see you continue to evade the question about whether you believe in secession or not, and whether you sympathize with Ipob or not.
I definitely don't believe in secession at all.
Okay.
I have never told you I believe in secession. And I've never spoken about... In fact, if you were listening, the first thing I told you was the Igbos are not at war or have any instrument anywhere seeking a separate existence. What is how far can I go in defining myself and my people over secession? Because those who target this secession have political motives to denigrate the Igbos, deny us our citizen rights, our fair share of opportunities within Nigeria.
Well, Prof.
So this secession, who is more secessionist in Nigeria than other regions than in the country? If you have studied the history of Nigeria, Every section of Nigeria, every region in Nigeria has been secessionist. But they are not tagged like that.
Well, Prof.
It's in Igbo land that you can ask me about secession and tell me to choose whether I believe in secession. How many times did you ask anybody like that from another section of Nigeria?
No, we do. In fact, on this program, we do.
What is it? Listen, because some of you are part of the national problem. Some of you are part of the national problem because you sectionalize the Nigerian problem and Nigerian politics as if it's a target to injure a group. Who told you that if you take a census in Igbo land today, everybody, I have written several times that the majority of Igbos actually prefer one Nigeria. How far can anybody go? And you're asking me whether I'm for secession with such a bluntness and boldness. And then somebody who started his statement by telling you, so when you people want to emphasize the negative, who told you all people in Ipob want secession? They want justice, just like the rest of Igbos. They want the country's attention to relative deprivation that Igbos are faced, to the glass ceilings that prevent Igbos from reaching certain goals within their own country. That's what the Ipob and the Biafra people are talking about. But the whole issue is that you don't understand the political implication of it. Then you go into this rampage of secession. Igbos are basically business-oriented. They love big countries. They love space where they can do the business. They are everywhere. In fact, it is clear that the most federating people in Nigeria are the Igbos. So why are you always trying to fix Igbos as a secessionists and asking me such a bold question about whether I believe in secession? What kind of statement is that? Well, I would advise you not to ask any Igbo leader such a question again about secession.
Prof, well, you were talking about...
the young men talking about you, talk to them.
Well, Prof, you were talking about sectionalizing issues. Well, this one may sound sectional, but it's a topic that is out there in the front burner of public discourse. Igbo presidency. Under your watch, what is the agenda of the Ohana Eze NDIGBO?
Good. That is a good question. That is fantastic. We support the Igbo president with open arms. Even, in fact, it is the most important thing that will happen to Igbos. Finally, it is our turn by the grace of God. And we are going to work for it so hard. We will talk to other parts of Nigeria to give us a chance because it is right and is reasonable and is deserving and is timely. In fact, it is wonderful to consider it done by this time. So Igbo presidency is our agenda.
As you talk to other parties, individuals, and political parties, are there any names that you are fielding at the moment of possible presidential candidates? Yes, sir.
You know, my dear girl, I must confess, we don't say such things on the television. I just want to say here now against names for political power. I think you don't understand the issue. Nobody should name anybody, even if you have any in mind. It is so premature to do so. In politics, my dear girl, tomorrow is eternity. So you have to handle it with care.
So speaking of names, you've been able to point out you've been able to point out the fact that yes, what Ohana Eze NDIGBO wants is Igbo presidency. It's not what IPOB wants.
Yes.
And what IPOB wants is, because you used the phrase...
Is what? Is that what?
You said what IPOB wants is just attention seeking. They want people to they were drawing the attention of the general public
And
to
I
the
didn't,
injustice.
don't put words into my mouth.
No, sir. But you
Don't
said...
put words into my mouth
Hang on a
of
minute,
attention
sir.
seeking. They're not seeking attention, they're seeking to achieve concrete result in terms of fairness, equity, and peaceful coexistence based on justice.
Okay.
You see,
It's still the same thing we said, sir.
don't misinterpret other people's goals with your own goals.
I don't have any goals.
Don't
here,
give
sir.
other people.
I don't have any goals here, sir. But
Okay,
just,
don't give people assignment.
I don't have any other
So,
assignment to give you.
on the
But real quickly,
presidency,
let's move to it because of constraint of time. In the spirit of naming,
Yes.
would Rotimi Amechi qualify to be an Igbo man for you to seek presidential office? This one we're having a conversation
no
of Igbo
answer.
presidency.
No
Chibuike
comment.
Amechi,
No comment, I said. Go ask him, not me.
okay.
But Prof,
Yeah,
still on the
my
question
brother,
of
ask him, not
Ibube
me.
Agu, which you support very much.
Yeah.
What is
Yes,
the plan?
I support very
What is the
strongly.
plan? We've just had the naming of that security outfit. We've not seen consequential action in terms of legal backing, in terms of legislation, in terms of structure. Do you know certain details that you would like to share with us in terms of what structure the 5 governors of the Southeast are proposing?
To be honest with you, wait and see, is what I'll tell you.
Oh, so the announcement is just adequate, and it's after the announcement that the governors will begin to think about the proposal?
You ask the governors that question, but what I'm trying to tell you, I'm not in a position to give you the plan, the game plan of Ibube Agu. Just wait and see. Have some patience with them. It was just announced about a few weeks ago.
Okay. So I just want to ask you, are Igbos outside of, what you might deem Igbo land, part of the Igbo agenda, maybe those maybe across the Niger, are they part of this agenda? And secondly, since Ibube Agu has come on board now, what happens to the ESN?
You ask them too. See, I think I should answer questions for everybody. No. Those who form SN have their own objective. You ask them. Now that the state governors have an organization that is overacting, what would they do? Ask them yourself. I can't answer for them.
So other Igbos across, the Niger...
If they hold on, as a father, if they come to me and say, now, what do we do? I would advise them, but not on the television.
Yeah, but the question he raised, are Igbos outside Igbo land, outside those 5 states, Igbos in Rivers, for example, do they qualify as Igbos? Are they regarded as part of the agenda, as part of the community, rather than outsiders in either Delta or Rivers?
This seriousness about dividing Igbos. Igbos everywhere have the same destiny. They suffer the same fate. They have the same historical perspective. In fact, they have one thing uniting them, a sense of grief and history. So don't ask Igbo anywhere, even Igbos in America, Igbos in Australia. So take it from me, the destiny of Igbos is a collective destiny.
Okay.
What affects one Igbo affects another.
Okay, so what you're saying to me...
Just like at one level. At another level, Igbos and the rest of the Nigerians share Nigerian destiny. What affects one Nigerian affects another. So what you are talking about is levels of loyalty.
Okay, so I just quickly want to ask this. You said it's the same collective fight for justice the IPOB too is after. So the IPOB will support an Igbo presidency, right?
What?
The IPOB too will support an Igbo presidency. Ipob will support an Igbo presidency.
I would hope so, but ask them if we see them. I would hope so, but ask them if we see them.
But you said it's the same fight. You said you have a collective effort. So that's why I'm asking you this.
Deep in the shadow. Hi, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time or first day of coming across my YouTube channel or seeing my face, you are highly welcome. Herzlich willkommen zu meinem Kanal. My name is Linda Chukwueze. It comment, say subscribe, and you turn on the notification bell so that you'll be able to get information on the.
Bis zum nächsten Video und einen schönen Tag. Tschüss.
Tschüss. Bis man subscribe to Linda's TV show. What are you waiting for? Click on that red button that says subscribe. You turn on the notification bell so that you'll be getting more updates from me. Leave your comments down below and share this video with your friends, families, and colleagues until we meet again in my next video. Bye bye.